Hello, everybody. This is Mr. Moran. This is our first day of graphic design with online YouTube learning. So what I want to do is show you how my Google page looks like. As you can see down here, I've got things for Schoology Dashboard, Photopea, and Gravit Designer. It's a shortcut. If you want to do it, you can by all means add it just by clicking here and editing the shortcut, put in the URL, and you're taken care of. If not, put your URL up here, and you can actually hit the star and bookmark it. Those are some things I would recommend, so it's pretty easy, but if not, by all means, do what you want. So let's click on Gravit Designer. You should have your account, and what's going to happen is we have this page that comes up. And with this page, I can see all kinds of different things. With print, it's going to show you paper sizes, and desks and web tops is going to give you different things like uh, you know DPI or PPI and things like that for social media, your devices. We'll get into that a little bit later. What I'm more concerned about is what's up here, and I'm just going to click and you can see it. So it's everything that's up here. We have our width and we have our height. And we're also in pixels. I do not want to use pixels. I always want to use inches. So when we do it, first thing is let's click and go to inches. Most people will use pixels when we use social media and web and desktop or devices, but we're going to do most everything based off of print, like we're going to print with it, in case you do want to print something. So we are in inches, and we're going to go with our width, and I'm just going to type in 17. And our height is going to be 11. I'm going to go hit create. And then what will happen is you can see that I have a lengthwise canvas, or where I'm going to be creating my artwork. This is what we need to do. If it was the opposite way, great. This is what we know as a tablet form. So if I say it's going to be a tablet, that's 11 by 17 or 17 by 11, depending on how you want to do things. I'm going lengthwise because I'm going to be doing a lot of things on here to show you during these videos. So that's why I'm going with this size. Now, the things that I'm concerned about are going to be up here. I'm going to go through the actual selection, the shapes. We'll get to all these throughout the 3 weeks. And then we're also going to look at over here, and nothing right now is highlighted because we have nothing on our page. The other thing that we're worried about is our pages. If we want more than one page and say we're doing a book of some sort and we have 10 pages, we can continue to add pages by creating a new page, and they would just show up more and more, and you would click from one to the next to the next. Again, the other thing that's very important is going to be your layers, and it's down here. And you're going to notice when I create things, you're going to see that layers are going to build up, and we'll get to that a little bit later, but I'm just kind of looking at the layout of everything. Here's our page. It's telling me that the width and the height is, so if you want to change it, you can. We could change the color of the background of it if you really wanted to by right here. Coming here, as you can see, we can change it. But right now, we're just going to go back with our typical white and keep it there. Everything is in RGB, which is fantastic. That's what we want to see because that's what our computer works off of. And then we have, here's our page size. We want to rotate it. We can rotate our canvas. They call it a canvas. We can make it larger or smaller. Don't worry about the bleeds or the margins right now or the master because that'll be something that we get into in way advanced. We probably won't get it in summer school. But then the last part of the document is the units, as we are in inches, and the DPI, which is dot per inch. This is at 72. If you're using your Chromebook, by all means do 72 dots per inch because it doesn't have to, it'll work a little quicker. If you are going to print anything, change that to 300 or 144. 300 is ideal. That's when we print our yearbook, and I'm in charge of the yearbook. We do 300 DPIs. And then, of course, if you want a grid because you want things, to be very lined up, go ahead and click on the grid, and you'll see it right there. And then we can actually change the grid if we want to come here, change it like, say, 1 inch. And we'll do 1 inch, hit that tab button, and notice my grid has changed. You can slightly see the outline of the page, but notice now I have a grid, and that might be helpful later on when you're actually working on some of the projects. If you don't want it, just go off, or we can also do isometric. And notice we have angles now. And again, we can do it, and notice we can even change the angle and the size. So let's go 1 inch, just so you can see it a little bit easier. I'm hitting the tab button, and notice how you actually see angles. One angle, the other angle. I can change the angles to 45. Of course, a minus 45. And notice how I've got something very cool looking here that you can use. And it might be very helpful for your project. But that's basically all we want to do on this very first video is the layout of the page. The left side again is your pages and then your layers. If I wanted to add a page, I'll just do one right now really quick for you. See, there's page 2. And if there's page 1, there's page 2. You're really not seeing a difference when I click on each one or the other. If I have something on there, you'll see it.